name is Billy Mongo and this is Kenya TV, and today we are pleased to have one of the members of the body of the ICM examination. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Alois Mirindo. I am the Director for Africa for the UK Awarding Board, ICM. And I must say I'm happy to visit Nibs this morning. Thank you.
Would you mind just telling us about a background about yourself, just a little bit?
As I mentioned to you, I'm coming from ICM. I've been with the ICM for the past 26 years. In the 26 years, I've seen ICM gaining strength to strength in the country and in the region. Whereas we operate in more than 80 countries globally, in the Kenyan territory, we are in about 141 training centers, both public and private. And I'm happy to say that all the Nibs sisters, that is Nibs Rongai, Nibs Nairobi, Nibs Ruiru, are all ICM centers, and we worked with the Nibs very, very well in the past. And we do hope that going forward, we shall continue with the same partnership. I must take this opportunity to say as well that we've seen Nibs grow. The growth at Nibs has been exponential, starting humbly 20 years ago from some rented place in the CBD of Nairobi, and right now in the own campuses in Ruiru and in Rongai, and I call that hard work, focus, and vision.
In case there's an institution that has malpractices, what are the criteria or what are the punishment are you going to use or to do to them?
ICM is very strict in an exam malpractice. This may be in the form of, number one, students walking into the exam room with some small little pieces of papers. With this, we will investigate. The invigilators must give the evidence, they must present that piece of paper. And with that piece of paper, once ICM confirms that truly this was used in the exam room, then the punishment will be, number one, that entire exam series for that particular student will be cancelled. If you are found to have cheated in one exam and you booked for 3 or 4, then all those 3 or 4 will be cancelled. Number two, ICM will ban that student from its exams for the next 4 exam series, meaning the entire year, that particular student will not appear in that exam. That's how serious cheating is.
We've heard that you speak you spoke of when someone finishes a diploma course in Nibs Technical College, he or she can get an opportunity to be enrolled at Zetech College. What's your take on that?
There's a good news I spoke about in a classroom where I met some students. This past week, last week, we got a green light from Zetech University that the holders of ICM diplomas in media and journalism can now be enrolled for their bachelor's degrees at Zetech University. Remember, you must finish your certificate and a diploma and qualify. That is when you apply. The good news there is that Zetech University may just give you some credit hours, almost 1 year off. This we shall confirm in the coming days, but already those who finished earlier can now start to make the applications, and Zetech University is ready to welcome them. Now, this came as a result of the ICM qualifications being accredited locally by TVETA and KNQA. We got the last one of the KNQA early this year, that is in February, and later in June, we expect the ICM CEO to be in the country for a formal launch of this KNQA recognition. I therefore encourage as many students as there can be after passing their diplomas of ICM to put their applications with ZTEC for admission for their bachelor's programs. It is good news.
There are students out there here who are asking so many questions of where are the exams being marked, because they'll be like, maybe the exams are being marked abroad, maybe in Kenya. So would you just give them a clarification?
This should not even be a question, by the way. ICM in the UK is approved by Ofqual. Like Ofqual is a watchdog in the UK and has standards. As I'm happy to inform you that exams are set in the UK, then shipped to Nairobi, where exams are distributed to all the exam centers, including where you are now. After they are all sat for, we pack them and send them back to the UK, where they are marked. Marking takes about 12 weeks. In other words, if you do your exams in June, expect your results somewhere at the tail end of the month of September. That is in 3 months. So to speak, your exams are marked in the UK, not in Nairobi. If they were to be marked in Nairobi, trust me, your own teachers here would have been the ones to mark them. They would have told you, look, I'm now going for marking of your ICM papers. If they're not told you that, then it means they're not done anywhere around.
We've seen that you're inspecting one of the classes of being one of the examination classes. What's your take on that? Maybe should we expect that it will be one of the classes that is going to be used for the examinations?
Thank you for that. One of my, I came to this place this morning to check on the exam room. Luckily, I've been shown some 3 places, but one beat them all. It's a hall up there, very large indeed. ICM has dimensions required. It is 2 meters by 2 meters. That is the distance between me and the next person, but the 2 meters in front of me, 2 on my left, 2 on my right, and 2 behind me, all round. That is far enough that I cannot peep to see what somebody else is writing. So we are convinced that the rooms that we saw can take on the numbers now and the numbers to come in the future.
We've seen that you've also expected that class, but then what's the criteria or what are the qualifications of an institution to become an exam center?
Great. That's a good question. Number one, before you become an exam center, you must become a teaching center. In the teaching center, there are a lot of things that we look for. Number one, you must have been approved locally by the TVET authority. TVET is the watchdog, the regulator. They must be convinced that the place you are is fine, that you have good teachers, that you have good and sound admin structure. Then you must be having good and qualified teachers. Once that is done, then ICM comes after TVET and not before. The government first approves you, then ICM comes to approve you after the government has approved you. And once we approve you, you can then hold exams in your own place. I must have a say that within Nairobi City and environment, we have several approved centers. To those, we hold exams in a common place. We call it a centralized exam venue, and this is at Kenyatta University, their city campus along Haile Selassie Avenue. That is where all those centers within Nairobi CBD will be taking the exams. And because Nibs is out of Nairobi, we don't want the students to be held up in the jam in the morning, in the evening, to waste more time, and above all, to spend any extra money for bus fares to town and back again. So the exams will be held right here. TVET having approved this campus, we also approve it. Facilities are nice. Everything here is nice. We are happy with it.
You spoke about ZTEC College, and do you think one student or any other student would be sponsored with what you've brought out? And how long does it take for one to take degree at the ZTEC College?
We will be working on that. I guess the degree program in ZTEC is 4 years. We will be working with them if they can give some credit hours. A student will have been here for 2 years, obviously. Even if they give you 1, 2, 3 semesters, that's good enough. Let me not talk about that now, but going forward, that shall be confirmed in the coming days. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching Kenya TV. My name is Billy Mongo.